This will be a reading focused on the energy of Chantal, the Foodie Beauty. This is a general reading. It's for entertainment only. I did a reading on Eugenia Cooney, her mom, the aliens, and I got a request for Amber Lynn, actually, and Chantal, the Foodie Beauty. So we're gonna focus on her energy right now. If you're new to my channel, I like to peek through the blinds of the person on your mind, or sometimes, you know, your mind. But we're gonna focus on the energy of Chantal, who I really think, without even pulling cards, that she is a complex personality. Show me the energy of Chantal currently. What represents her? Okay, the Hanged Man fell out. This is a card that represents someone that puts themselves in what I always say when I get this card. I got this card for the Eugenia readings. This is an energy or a person that puts themselves in a physically uncomfortable position. They're uncomfortable physically and mentally. But in their minds, they go through this stage of life or whatever to come out enlightened from the experience, or with something, to gain something from that experience, which in the moment is not comfortable. So I would say that is representing Chantal's current energy. So she might be literally physically uncomfortable and emotionally, mentally not comfortable, but in her heart and soul feel like this is for a purpose, a greater purpose. I wrote down some stuff. So I want to know how Chantal's childhood affected how she is a person today, if that makes sense. Show me something that can tell me what Chantal's childhood was like. Adolescence, younger years, what shaped her as a person today. Whoa, I don't need, that was almost half the deck. Just the gist of it. Okay, Two of Swords popped out. This card represents a person that, this is telling me that Chantal, like, kind of blindfolds herself, closes her eyes and closes her heart to how her adolescence and youth has affected or shaped who she is today, because that's what I'm asking about. Show me a little more about her youth. Okay, this is Aries energy, the Emperor card. This is good. This would say to me that the masculine energies in her youth affected her, how she is today. That in this card, this person's holding a chess piece. There's like a chessboard underneath them. This that they're sitting on is Mars, represents like war, fighting, right? So this would say to me that she felt in her youth, or the way how I questioned it was how her younger years would have affected and shaped who she became today. So this would say to me, besides that she closes her heart and eyes to how that's affected her, or wants to, that I'm going to say the masculine energies had a huge effect on who she is today. And also, she may have felt like it made her into someone who had to be strategic, or that she somehow utilized whatever that was that affected her into a strategic way today, or as an adult person, or as she, you know, that she felt like she had to be strategic in how she shaped her relationships, maybe with others, how she looked at other people, and how she would deal with relationships. Is she honest in her stories, in her videos? Like, I guess I'm referring to, like, the earlier videos where she would tell and share stories. I actually had two questions for that. I guess first I want to know if she was honest in those videos, and then I want to know, let me ask that first. What, Judgment, the Sun, Star. So, was she honest in her videos and her stories that she would tell? Judgment is, in this card, literally releasing, like, for me this is like representing releasing old selves, old things that might hinder oneself to be reborn in a way. The Sun card, this could represent someone making everything about them, but also, like, the new day. I'm kind of feeling, in this Two of Wands, making a choice. The Star, there's the Wish, the Dream, the Page of Cups. So I'm going to say that I feel like there was a lot of honesty in the stories that were shared from these cards. That's what I feel. That Chantal, like, kind of, and that some of them may have been a little exaggerated, or literally shared because in Chantal's mind, or through their eyes, it brought some sort of release for them, for themselves, that there was some sort of, like, there was honesty there, whether, and in both these cards, these energies look like they're releasing, that through sharing and releasing that stuff, maybe it brought, like, a clarity, a vision for a new day, a new self for this person to be able to feel like they can release these things. This could represent how the person, Chantal, like, looked at the two roads before them and saw a way to gain some sort of, like, either feeling like they might find an audience that would understand and relate to them, maybe even feeling like they could find a person, like an energy that might adore them. That's what I felt. So I do think that there's a level of that there was honesty in the stories and the videos, the sharing, and that this energy, this person, Chantal, saw it as a way to fulfill, to release some sort of part of their selves that they felt like through that forum they could do so in a way that wouldn't be accepted otherwise, I guess, something like that. And that there might have been a desire to get some sort of attention for that, not in a negative way, maybe being recognized as like a personality. You know what I'm saying? Like, like it not being taken as seriously as, like, for them, it's a way to release and get things off the chest, right? Release, and seeing it like the outside could take it either as a way to connect with them, Chantal, to feel like, you know, or to be entertained, either way, or to be adored, or to feel some sort of connection to this person through that. And then seeing that there was a way to actually maybe gain some sort of like excuse me, financial security from it, and seeing it then like a way to be celebrated, and like even to gain relationships and friendships through, with the Three of Cups being here. Connecting in relationships, Four of Wands, this Three of Cups. So like it may have started as something like to release a part of themselves, for themselves, like it felt good for them, and then seeing like, wow, there might be a way to capitalize on it in some way, right? Like once you start getting attention for it, and looking at it like the attention made them feel like they could succeed at something, that they were being appreciated, and even admired or adored in some way through this. That's what I'm feeling from that. So let's ask oh yeah, and I guess I wanted to know, like, was there a purpose to like the shock value aspect of the videos? Some of, you know, was there some sort of like why for the shock value? Chariot. Okay. So the Chariot card, that's interesting. I usually say the Chariot represents a person that, this person in this card that is, like this would be Chantal, because that's who we're peeking in on. But when this card represents a person, for me anyway, it's like saying that this person has a destination that they want to reach, okay? And through their eyes, it's like there's a road that they have to take to reach that destination. And I usually say with the Chariot energy, the person makes a choice. Like, I want to get to my destination. Am I going to take the straight road there? Like, how am I going to get there? It doesn't matter how they get there. They're going to end up at the same destination regardless. It's just a matter of how they get there. So for Chantal, like I'm asking specifically like about the shock value aspect of, you know, the storytelling in the videos. So like in her mind, again, general reading, but the way I'm reading this is that for her, she saw it like, I could make videos and be soft. So like, all right, the Chariot also is the Cancer in energy, which for me is like the person that is mushy and soft on the inside, full of emotions, but they have like a hard shell, like the crab, the Cancer, you know, energy. But they have a lot of emotions. So this person, like maybe as far as like the shock value aspect of the videos, said to themselves, I can make videos and be all soft and mushy and like tell stories, you know, in that way. Or I could get to my destination by being more raunchy, I guess, having shock value, like eating while telling really gross stories, right? That's something that was different, like, to Chantal, like, that was a faster way to get to the destination that they desired, okay? That's what I'm getting from this card, because in every deck, the Chariot might look different, and in this card, the horses are, like, galloping. They're moving fast. The road behind them or next to them is psh, 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 psh. Like, this is someone who wanted to get to the destination quickly. That's what this tells me. So, and this Empress card, this represents an energy that is nurturing, okay? Sometimes with child. This represents, like, what the masculine, like, it's all the queens in one. It's like the epitome of what a masculine energy would desire in a feminine energy. The world, that's sometimes moving. It's also sometimes being online, using the internet and stuff. Four of Cups is like holding on to an old cup. Sometimes not wanting something at the time, maybe desiring it later on. So this could suggest that there might be some regrets to what we said here about the Chariot energy, having to do with the shock value stuff. Maybe there was a part of Chantal that wishes they could have expressed themselves in a way where they desired, this is what it feels, I'm just going to say it, that they have a desire to be nurtured. Alright, that's what I'm getting from this card. Or to be seen this way by masculine energy and desired as an Empress energy. This could also maybe talk about that by reaching the destination, which would be having success through the videos created. Therefore, you know, the idea of the shock value aspect making more sense. That this could talk about gaining, money and stuff. Just being more able to have what this energy desires. Like, for me, this is like gaining success through the content, right? So gaining a certain level of success that they feel they could support themselves, maybe even physically move, if it's not representing utilizing the internet and online, you know, like that aspect of what the world could mean, if they didn't literally move or want to move. This is also representing like a new beginning. So it could be that like they had a desire to reach their destination with their content creations, and you know, to gain success from it, so they could have a way to take care of themselves, to physically move, or just to be able to feel like they can have freedom to move in a way they want. This could also talk about how they see themselves physically, like a desire to take care of themselves, nurture themselves, see themselves a new way, have a new version of one's self, but kind of holding on to, or not being able to let go of the old self. Okay. I was gonna ask how Chantal feels about her followers, the people that I guess watch her videos and follow her and stuff. How does Chantal feel about her followers? How does she feel about her followers? Well, if I just look at the bottom, this would say that there was a reuniting or a desire for her to have love with her followers, her supporters, or whatever. Being at a crossroad, maybe about, like, maybe recognizing that there are two types of followers that support or don't support her. Maybe people that follow her because they have love and positive energy towards her, or, you know, the other side of it, the people that just kind of, you know, watch so they can hate, or, you know what I'm saying, the two sides of the coin of when you put yourself out there in this type of way, right? She might recognize that. Ace of Swords, this is like, this actually for me is like, maybe even, she might let things affect her in a way sometimes where it makes her feel like she's spiraling. Like the truth of other people, or like how other people might see her, judge her, view her, give their truths. Because the Ace of Swords is all about clarity, truth. Swords are about truth and clarity. This could be someone facing their own truth. But for me, this staircase is really standing out. It's like spiraling. So I feel like there's an aspect of maybe sometimes feeling like the followers or her audience might make her feel like she has a desire to connect. I want to say this is what this is saying. But like feels like there's two sides to... There's two roads when it comes to the supporters and the followers, right? If that makes sense. And that she can easily allow it to put her in the mindset where she feels like she's spiraling. Like it affects her that deeply. That's what that would say to me. The Wheel. The Chariot. Wow, okay. We got a lot here. So this was when I asked how she feels about her followers. Let me just put these down and then we'll go, because there's a lot. Okay. Okay. This is kind of what this is saying to me. So the Wheel is the card that represents... The wheel is life. The wheel spins. It lands where it lands. We have no control of it. So I always say, and I usually say when I'm doing readings, like, we cannot control the wheel, but we have to control ourselves. So before we had the Chariot card, you were there, what I said about this. Page of Wands. This is the energy that is impulsive. It's in the moment. It doesn't think about the past. It doesn't think about the future. It's just in the moment of that. It's just in the moment, okay? So she feels like she can't control other people. She can't barely control herself, probably, right? Her desire, she recognizes, was to have, like, what I said before about this Chariot card, having to do with, in this reading, reaching that destination of wanting success through... This is why she makes content, right? She wants to have a successful channel. Being in the moment of the instant gratification. So when it comes to the followers, and there's more here, but ultimately, right, wanting and trying to control herself when she feels like she can't control the outside, and maybe even sometimes feeling like that's difficult, right, to control her own self. But also having an understanding, like this isn't a stupid person. Like, she has an... Or the cards are saying, right, she has an inner, like, awareness that she does what she does for a reason, okay? As far as, like, you know, the content. So she makes she tries to make a conscious choice when it comes to, like, the followers, how she feels about them, to be in the moment of always trying to remember to control what she can, understanding what she can't control, remembering what her purpose was to create content to begin with, and to try to be in the moment and just be be in the moment of that. She also feels, or so the cards are saying, again, this is a general reading for entertainment only, that this is the Three of Swords. This is like really feeling heartbroken. Sometimes it has to do with when it's in a relationship reading, it has to do sometimes with a third party. The Five of Cups and the Six of Swords. So she might feel like that there is a level of heartbreak and sadness, pain that comes with, you know, having an audience, I guess. Now the Five of Cups is usually represents an energy that is just focusing on the cups that have spilled over and not the cups that are still standing. And the Six of Swords represents like sometimes like escaping or wanting to escape a situation. So this could just kind of be saying there is a level of pain. This could also talk about like when, because her relationships are usually part of her content, how much that affects her emotionally within the pain of those relationships in general, but then to have it be part of how others, when like because this is about how she feels about the followers, right? So, or her supporters or people that watch her videos. There's a level of heartache attached to that, and that it might require her extra energy to focus on what she does have instead of what she doesn't have, or allowing a certain amount of energy from the outside to affect her, like the voices from outside judging, or what she might feel is judging, or being part of, like, she might want to sometimes escape the judgment, the ridicule, the eyes that she made a choice to have watch her. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this card really could represent, like, how it could really put her in a dark place sometimes, being a content creator, and how the outside affects her emotionally, that she might want to escape it sometimes, but that she's, like, recognizing that she's made a choice to be here, so she still holds that cup, or looks at what she does get or gain from having an audience. Now, the Four of Wands, this is about desiring a balanced connection. Sometimes it represents an engagement, a celebration, living with someone, like coming together to live with someone. Sometimes it represents just like a celebration, though in this card it's like two feminine energies dancing. It reminds me of like Burning Man or a festival or something. Queen of Swords is the queen that feels like they have to defend their truth, stand up for themselves. In this card, this queen is kind of not facing us. Her sword is down. Doesn't mean she's not ready or going to be ready to fight or defend her truth, but she's just kind of chilling, not really looking at us. She's looking at the Fool energy. So this is what this is saying to me, that I feel that she feels, Chantal, I feel like she is very affected deep down to a certain degree by her followers, and feels a lot of heartache from some of, I guess, her experiences by being a content creator, but just tries to look at it within, like even though she sometimes wants to escape escape this, that she kind of put herself there, is how she looks at it. And ultimately, I feel like she tries to really focus on why she did this to begin with, and her ultimate goal. Like, she has a destination she wishes to uh to get to, which she had from the beginning, right? Or this is what this is saying. So she just tries to stay in the moment of it. And this could say, like, she does feel like she wants to defend herself maybe about certain things, but chooses to just keep it to herself, to be strategic in how she handles things. This could be saying, like, she's engaged or desires to be married, that she's defending that or keeping that to herself, or if others are judging it, followers, that she's going to silently defend that, or she might vocalize it, but not to the extent that she that she deep down wants to. Like, she's gonna hold back. That's what I feel from that card when it comes to certain things having to do with her home, family, wanting a balanced connection. There's things she's gonna keep. I feel like that's what that's saying. And this Fool card in this deck, this is one of the only Fool cards I've ever seen where we see what the Fool is falling into. Usually, the Fool, we see, like, it's a person, the energy, walking towards the cliff, and they're going to fall off it, jump off it. But we don't see what they're falling into, and they don't look at what they're falling into. But in this deck, we see what the Fool's falling into. So I feel like in Chantal's mind that she feels like others might look at her like a foolish energy, okay? Like she might feel like, or recognize that her followers might look at her or view her as a foolish energy, but I feel like she is more strategic than she lets on. That's also the Queen of Swords clarity thing. This is an intelligent energy, okay? The sword energy, the air. It's all about wisdom. And so, yeah, I feel like she feels like we might view her, or the outside might view her, as a foolish energy that just kind of jumps off the cliff. But I think she's way more, or she sees herself as way more strategic. In like she does things for a reason, is what I feel. Okay, especially with that influence. Yeah. All right, that's what I see there. Oh, I was gonna ask how she feels about herself. How does Chantal feel about herself? I don't know if that's a weird question or how that'll come out, but let me see. How does Chantal feel about herself? How does she feel about herself? Okay. The moon. Okay. This is a Pisces energy. This is, when it represents a person, for me, someone that sometimes is hiding things from themselves, feels like they can't fully expose themselves, okay? They might even sometimes be feeling like they're drowning in themselves. There's a duality to the person. One of these is a wolf, one's a dog. It's like the balance between the wild cardinal self and the domesticated self, okay? So this person, Chantal, about their own selves, And also this High Priestess being here. If you watch my readings, you know how the High Priestess card for me sometimes represents how, like sometimes in a relationship reading when I see this card, I'll say like the person might be viewing them as like being on their high horse, being full of themselves. Sometimes I say it's like a person that is praying, has like is in a deep connection with their higher power. This card also for me represents a person that knows things but doesn't talk about it. Like they know what they know and they have a connection with the higher power and they don't feel like they have to prove anything to anyone else. All right? And this moon on her head, and just that this is the moon card. The Eight of Cups is here, and Justice. Justice is about balance. Sometimes it's about legal matters. In this card, this Justice card, this person is like looking at an older version of themselves. So sometimes I say this is the person that is like really focusing on their future, how their choices of yesterday affect or are going to affect their future, okay? And the Eight of Cups is like walking away. So this could be Chantal could be walking away. The Eight of Cups not only represents an energy that's walking away, sometimes it represents an energy coming back to something, but usually it represents the person is walking away from 8 cups. And those cups are usually still standing and they have love in them, feelings, desires, whatever. But the person recognizes that those cups and whatever's in them doesn't serve them anymore. So they're going to walk away from it. So this could talk about that. And also the moon can represent keeping things. So this person, Chantal, I'm asking how she feels about herself. She could feel like there are things that she keeps from her audience or from even herself. But I'm going to say from her audience, that there's parts of herself that she really feels. I think she's a more strategic person than maybe people give her credit for. If I don't know how, if you're watching this and you're a fan or whatever reason you're watching this and you're interested in it, how you view her, but I feel that this is saying that she's not stupid. She's definitely more strategic in how she plans things. And that this could also be saying there's more depth to her than she shares, or she feels there is. And she definitely feels that she has a connection with the higher power, a God. She's either into praying right now, or there are things that she keeps to herself. Okay? Especially with that being here. This could talk about that she's thinking about walking away from, like I just described this card, what it means, from either a person or maybe from doing videos. I don't know. Or from her old self or something with this Eight of Cups. I don't know what she might be walking away from, but it's something that even though it still can provide some sort of something in her life, she might be recognizing that it doesn't serve her. Or this could suggest that she needs to see that the cups don't serve her anymore and she should walk away from them. That, you know, this could say she might feel like she knows better, but she's really closing her eyes to it. But this card suggests that she might be reflecting on how choices now will affect the future of her future self. And I think the last thing I wanted to ask is why she converted to Islam. Because I just thought that was interesting. And let's see what the cards say. Again, general reading. But why did Chantal convert to Islam? The Fool. So the Fool card came out. Okay, we saw that before. Okay, so she I'm going to say, and then I have this Six of Swords again, which is wanting to escape. The Magician is the energy that, or the person that manifests, can manifest whatever they desire, and actually usually has what they need in front of them to create and manifest whatever it is they desire. And then I have this Ace of Wands, which is like, for me, a desire for a mind, body, soul, like, connection. So, why did she convert to Islam? Alright, she might recognize, again, what I said earlier about this card still stands, that she made a choice to fall into a new beginning. She might have actually, for those who were like, I guess I asked this question just because it was one of the last things I saw about her kind of doing that I was like curious about, was her converting. And I guess it also had to do with that relationship, right, with that person. So this could be suggesting this was like a foolish jump into something, but in her mind, because of how I feel about this Fool card, it's a jump that they feel they take into a new beginning, that it might seem foolish, but it looks beautiful, right? I mean, it just looks like you're falling into a warm, like, blissful new beginning. There's times I've pulled this card and I've said, it seems like this person's falling into a new beginning, into, like, the waters of, like, God's love. I've actually said that when I don't know, maybe in her mind, she converted because it was a way for her to feel like a connection with God, with the higher power. Because she wanted to, in a way, escape something, like her old self, or just really saw it as a way to recreate herself. Because the Fool is about, like, the new beginning. It could have actually been just a foolish, like, didn't really overly think about it kind of thing. I don't know, because this strategic, I really feel like this energy is not, like, they're strategic. Yeah, I don't know. In this conversion, though, I'm feeling like this was a more of a, wasn't as strategic as other choices this energy has made, okay? That's what I'm feeling. I think this person kind of jumped into this and felt like it would bring a new beginning of security and safeness. And they were trying to escape something by doing that. And they felt like it would create or help create, or was part of what they needed to create the new beginning. And that they would find some sort of mind, body, soul connection by doing this. Okay, that's what I see so far. This went kind of long. If you have any specific questions that you would like me to ask in a reading on Chantal, or for Amber Lynn. And I was also thinking I might do Jazz Jennings and Jazz Jennings' mother. I was thinking about it. But there was other things I was going to ask, and I was going to delve a little deeper. If you'd like to see that, leave it in the comments. Let me know if you have any specific questions about Chantal that you'd like me to ask in a reading. I'm going to leave that here, though, because it went long. Alright, thank you for tuning in if you have tuned in. And, yeah, again, if you have any specific questions, leave it in the comments. Let me know. If you want to support what I do, like the video. Subscribe if you're not already. If you want to buy me a coffee, or if you would like a personal reading, check out my description and contact me. Love you guys. See you next time.